Mayu, you remember our promise? You know, I'll never leave you.
Mayu! Mayu! I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We used to play here a lot, didn't we?
Yeah.
It'll all be gone soon.
Your leg. It's not sore, is it?
Only a little. I'm okay. Listen, Mio.
Hmm?
Never mind.
Come on, wait! Leo! Wait for me!
Mayu, you know that time... Mayu? Mayu! What are you doing? Stop! Mayu! Mayu! Mayu?
As I stumbled through the eerie streets of the village, my heart pounded with fear and confusion. My sister Mayu had wandered off, drawn by a crimson butterfly, and now I found myself alone, searching desperately for her. Following the trail of butterflies, I stumbled upon an abandoned house. Inside, I discovered a forgotten camera obscura and the diaries of a woman named Miyako Sudo.
She was lost here.
Her tragic tale unfolded before me as I read about her desperate search for her missing boyfriend and her eventual demise at the hands of vengeful spirits. Suddenly, Miyako's ghost attacked me, consumed by anger and sorrow. With trembling hands, I wielded the camera obscura against her, banishing her spirit and collapsing in exhaustion. In a vision, I witnessed the horrors that befell Miyako and her beloved. Madness and despair had consumed them within this cursed village, trapped in an endless cycle of tragedy. When I awoke, Mayu was gone, leaving behind only an apology and a sense of foreboding. I followed her trail deeper into the village, where I encountered a mysterious boy named Itsuki. He spoke of a ritual about to commence and urged me to stop it before it was too late. As Itsuki called me Yae, a name unfamiliar to me, the pieces began to click into place. Yae and Sei, twins like Mayu and me, caught in the grip of this malevolent ritual. With determination burning in my heart, I set out to find the keys to the ceremony master's house, where Mayu and the fate of the village awaited. The path ahead was fraught with danger, but I would not falter. For the sake of my sister and all those trapped within this cursed realm, I would fight to break free from the grasp of All God's village. As I stepped further into the depths of the Kurosawa house, the air grew thick with the whispers of restless spirits. Veiled priests spoke cryptic words, foretelling the return of sacrificial twins and the ominous arrival of something called the Kusabi, a name shrouded in mystery. In a trance-like state, Mayu murmured haunting words about the repentance, a dark event that seemed to loom over the village like a shadow. Following her lead, I entered a room where a woman in a blood-stained white kimono, identified as Sei, stood ominously. A vision engulfed me, revealing the horrors of the past. the room transformed into a chamber of death, with Sei laughing maniacally amidst a sea of corpses. A tormented figure, the Kusabi, emerged, its twisted form a harbinger of doom. I fled from the specter of the Kusabi, my heart pounding with terror. Yet, amidst the chaos, fragments of truth began to surface. The folklorist's research uncovered the grim purpose behind the Crimson Sacrifice ritual and the catastrophic consequences of its failure. Images flashed before me, depicting the folklorist's descent into madness, bound by ropes and transformed into the very entity that now hunted me. The connection between the ritual, the repentance, and the calamity that befell the village became clearer, each thread weaving a tapestry of despair. As I delved deeper into the mysteries of All God's village, I realized the stakes were higher than I could have imagined. My quest to find my sister intertwined with the fate of the village itself, a fate intertwined with ancient rituals, forbidden knowledge, and the restless spirits of the past. With each step, the weight of dread pressed upon my shoulders as I ventured deeper into the heart of the village. Mayu's condition worsened, her movements growing erratic, her voice sometimes a mere whisper of her own. She spoke of a call, an insistent beckoning to perform the ritual once more. But the identity of the caller remained shrouded in mystery. All I knew was that time was slipping away, and the shadows of the past loomed ever closer. Together, we sought out the Butterfly Diaries, fragments of a story woven by twins long gone. Ye and Sei's words peeled back the layers of the village's history, revealing the grim truth behind our shrine visit and the looming presence of the Kusabi, a specter of dread that haunted the village's darkest corners. Our path forward seemed clear, yet obstacles barred our way at every turn. Trapped within the confines of the Kurosawa house, we sought escape through the basement, only to be separated once more by cruel fate. As Mayu waited behind bars, I journeyed into the depths of the Osaka house, guided by a glimmer of hope that lay within an underground storage cave. But my misstep stirred the restless spirits that dwelled below, forcing me into a confrontation with the ghosts of the past. With the key in hand, I hurried back to Mayu's side, only to find her gone once more. Desperation clawed at my heart as I learned she had ventured into the Kiryu house, her path leading to the locked door of the Tachibana house. Determined to find her, I braved the halls of the Kiryu house, my every step a prayer for her safety. For Mayu, for myself, and for the secrets that lay buried within the village's haunted embrace. As I ventured deeper into the shadows of the Kiryu house, the whispers of the past grew louder, revealing the harrowing truth behind the Crimson Sacrifice ritual. The tale of Akane and Azami Kiryu, twins bound by fate to perform the ritual, echoed through the halls, their tragic end a testament to the village's dark history. But my focus shifted abruptly as I discovered the locked bridge, barring my path to Mayu. With determination burning in my heart, I sought an alternate route through the underground tunnel, only to be pursued by the ghostly specter of the last Crimson Sacrifice. In my haste, I dropped the camera obscura, my only defense against the vengeful spirits that roamed the village. Forced to retreat, I fled back to the tunnel, my steps quickened by the haunting laughter that echoed in my wake. The ghost's taunts, her mimicry of Mayu's voice, served only to fuel my determination as I navigated the twisting corridors of the Tachibana house. With each passing moment, the weight of the village's history pressed upon me, its secrets clawing at the edges of my consciousness. Yet, amidst the darkness, glimmers of truth emerged. Itsuki and Mutsuki Tachibana, twins like Mayu and me, had also been ensnared by the Crimson Sacrifice, their failed ritual casting a shadow over the village's desperate struggle to prevent the looming calamity. With the camera obscura reclaimed, I pressed forward once more, the specter's presence fading into the shadows behind me. As I delved deeper into the mysteries of the Tachibana house, the pieces of the puzzle began to align, each revelation bringing me closer to uncovering the truth and finding my sister. As Mayu rested, her words echoed in my mind, guiding me towards the remaining crests needed to unseal the escape tunnel beneath the village's shrine. First, I made my way to the cemetery, where the Tsuchihara grave held one of the elusive crests. The somber atmosphere of the graveyard weighed heavily on me as I searched for the altar mentioned by Mayu, my senses alert for any sign of danger lurking in the shadows. Next, I ventured to the bridge that linked the Kiryu and Tachibana houses, where a doll held the key to unlocking a secret room within the wall. The creaking of the old wood beneath my feet seemed to mock my efforts as I scoured every inch of the bridge, my heart racing with anticipation. Finally, I arrived at the Osaka house, where a woman concealed within a kimono box held the last of the crests. The air grew thick with tension as I cautiously approached, wary of what lurked within the shadows of the abandoned dwelling. With each crest in hand, I felt a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness that engulfed the village. Mayu's words, though cryptic, had guided me towards our salvation, towards the escape that promised freedom from the cursed embrace of all God's village. As I reunited with my sister, crest in hand, we prepared to unseal the escape tunnel and leave this nightmare behind us. Together, we would brave the unknown depths below, driven by the desperate desire to break free from the clutches of a village consumed by darkness. I placed my hand on Mayu's shoulder. Her sixth sense swept me into a vision of despair, revealing the path leading to the hellish abyss deep beneath the village. There, amidst the darkness, I beheld the horrifying truth. My sister had already descended into the depths of the abyss, consumed by the insatiable hunger of the crimson sacrifice. Determined to save her, I sought out the remaining crests, guided by the weight of grief and the echoes of the past. But before returning to Mayu, I made one final visit to the storehouse, where Itsuki's tragic tale unfolded before me. Imprisoned for aiding Yae and Sei in their failed escape, Itsuki bore the burden of his guilt and sorrow until it became too much to bear. His lifeless form suspended in the darkness of the cell spoke volumes of the agony that plagued him until the very end. With a heavy heart, I bid farewell to Itsuki, his spirit lingering in the shadows of the storehouse, a silent witness to the village's descent into madness. Returning to the old tree, I unsealed the tunnel that promised freedom from this cursed realm. But as we made our way towards salvation, the ghosts of the villagers descended upon us, their desperate whispers echoing in the darkness. Mayu, my dear sister, was torn from my grasp, taken captive by the relentless spirits who sought to repeat the ritual once more. With determination burning in my heart, I pressed forward, making my way to the Kurosawa house where the path to the abyss awaited. Upon reaching the hellish abyss, the truth of the village's demise was laid bare before me. I witnessed the tragic events that unfolded on that fateful day, the desperate struggle for survival, and the sacrifice of countless souls consumed by darkness. But amidst the despair, a glimmer of hope flickered in the darkness. With every step forward, I vowed to defy fate and rescue my sister from the clutches of the abyss, no matter the cost. As I stood at the precipice of the hellish abyss, the chilling truth of the village's demise unfolded before me. Sei, consumed by the promise of eternal sisterhood, waited patiently for Ye's return, clinging to the hope of a future together. But as the villagers grappled with the uncertainty of their fate, desperation gripped their hearts. They believed that only by completing the ritual could they stave off the malevolent force that seeped from the depths of the abyss. Alone and forsaken, Sae was led to the abyss, her sacrifice intended to quell the darkness that threatened to engulf the village. Yet, the ritual was tainted by sorrow and despair, and Sae's corrupted spirit returned from the abyss, heralding the beginning of the repentance. With the ghost of the Kusabi by her side, Sei's laughter echoed through the village as they unleashed their vengeance upon the unsuspecting villagers. Their spirits twisted with malice, they slaughtered without mercy, their rage fueling the darkness that enveloped the land. But amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged. With the arrival of Mayu and me, the spirits saw an opportunity to repeat the ritual, to break free from the curse that bound them to this forsaken place. Sei, driven by her undying devotion to her sister, seized control of Mayu's body, determined to fulfill the sacrifice once more. But this time, I stood by my sister's side, ready to defy fate and break the cycle of despair. With every ounce of determination, I faced the ghost of the Kusabi and Sai herself, confronting the darkness that had plagued the village for so long. And in that moment of triumph, as the curse was shattered and the spirits finally found peace, I knew that our journey was not in vain. Together, Mayu and I emerged from the shadows, liberated from the grip of the Crimson Sacrifice ritual. Our bond stronger than ever as we stepped into the light of a new dawn. I stood at the edge of the hellish abyss, facing my sister Mayu, the weight of our shared destiny pressed upon my shoulders. Her words hung heavy in the air, a chilling reminder of the choice that lay before us. As Mayu beckoned me to join her in the darkness, a sense of foreboding washed over me. Yet I couldn't bear to leave her side, not after all we had been through together. So, with a heavy heart, I followed her lead, knowing that our fates were intertwined in ways I couldn't comprehend. The veiled priests surrounded us, their rhythmic tapping echoing in the chamber, a haunting prelude to the ritual that would seal our bond for eternity. Mayu lay back on the sacrificial slab, her eyes filled with a feverish determination as she guided my hands around her neck. Her whispered plea, "Kill me," pierced the silence, sending shivers down my spine. I hesitated, my heart torn between love and duty, but ultimately I couldn't deny her final wish. As my hands tightened around her throat, the voices of Sei and Mayu filled the air, their fervent desire for release echoing in my ears. With a heavy heart, I released my grip, watching in disbelief as a crimson butterfly emerged from the mark on Mayu's neck. The ritual complete, the priests cheered, their voices fading into the distance as the mourners carried Mayu's lifeless body into the depths of the abyss. Alone amidst the echoes of the past, I stood on the precipice, stunned by the enormity of what I had done. As a single crimson butterfly fluttered before me, a voice whispered its gratitude, and I chased after it with desperate apologies on my lips. But as the butterfly joined its brethren in a swirling dance of freedom, I knew that our sacrifice had lifted the curse that bound us to this forsaken village. And as I looked out over the flooded landscape, Mayu's voice whispered in my ear, a bittersweet reminder of the bond that would forever unite us, even in death. Together, forever.
I made a promise. I said I'd never leave you.